Robin Hood, obviously, is this legendary English outlaw. I grew up with the Disney cartoon version, absolutely adore it. It's a comfort movie for me. His motif is to steal from the rich to give to the poor. We're going to get into that in a second because it's not as accurate as it sounds. He ultimately, in almost all adaptations of his story, is arguing and fighting against Prince John and the Sheriff of Nottingham, who are waging high taxes against the people and then not really using them for anything. They're just collecting and enjoying that wealth upon themselves, living this extravagant lifestyle, while the people around him suffer. Robin Hood also has a very direct connection to the church in his community. However, what Robin Hood also is a diehard supporter of King Richard the Lionheart. So he is definitely someone who holds a certain level of Christian piety, and he is someone who does support something that he probably views as a divine legitimacy to the throne, or at least, if not divine, a legitimate ownership of the throne in King Richard the Lionheart, not King John. To go back to the steal from the rich and give to the poor, who is he stealing from? The government. Like, essentially, that's who he's stealing from. And he's not even, like, stealing from the rich. They're not earning it in, like, any capitalist corporate means, because socialists like to adopt Robin Hood as their own. So I am attacking that a little bit right now. And anyways, he is taking from the government. He's not taking from a corporatist. He's not taking from some capitalist. He's taking from the government, who are waging high taxes against the people to accumulate wealth amongst themselves. What does that sound like? That sounds like every single socialist regime on the history of the place we know as Earth. So Robin Hood's definitely not a socialist. He's against socialism, but he's not like this full libertarian anarcho figure either, because he still promotes and still upholds a monarchy. I would say he probably falls within the constitutional monarchist or the classical conservative camps, with a certain level of rebellion that does present itself in a more classically liberal way, particularly given the era of which he's written. So ultimately, Robin Hood is not a socialist because he's directly stealing from the government, who's overtaxing the populace, which is a description of every single socialist government we've seen on Earth. He also is definitively a supporter of Christianity and a, heir to the throne, or a legitimate owner of the throne, Richard the Lionheart. And in that, I would say he is definitely someone who does not appreciate authoritarianism, but does identify with sort of a constitutional monarchy or a more classical conservative value set. And when he is rebelling, he definitely presents as this classical liberal who's still okay with systems of power. Like, he gives a lot of money to the church. He's still okay with certain systems of power. He's King John's as a violation of the social contract and is holding out for King Richard to return.